What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant/review. Today, I want to talk about this album right here, the latest collaboration between Royce da 5'9" and DJ Premier, titled Prhyme. Alright, y'all know who DJ Premier is. I talk about him so much on my channel. He's one of my favorite hip-hop producers of all time. So that goes without saying. Royce da 5'9", a lot of y'all know who he is. I've talked about him before as well. Great Detroit MC. Go check out his catalog. He's done shit with Eminem. He came up with Eminem in Detroit. They have a group together called Bad Meets Evil. I've talked about their album as well. Go check out that video. Royce da 5'9" is one of the few guys, I gotta give him credit, that actually went out and solidified doing a full album, or I don't know, or an EP, I guess. I guess I could call it that. I don't know. It's a little bit short, but he went out and did a collaborative project with DJ Premier. A lot of MCs keep putting that out there. Oh, want to do an album with Premier. Got to do a full album with Premier. A lot of people say that, but it never comes into fruition. I got to give it to him. He went and he did it. Shout out to Royce. Shout out to DJ Premier, obviously. Here's the artwork. It got a little bit chewed up on the way here. I put it in my book bag. I gotta go back to FYE and buy another one. It got a little bit chewed up. I can't have this in my collection. I'm a little bit anal about that shit. I don't know if y'all could see it. It got all fucked up there, but here you go. You open it up. Got Primo in smoke. You got Royce over here in smoke. Right. When you open up the little gatefold, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, here's the insert here. Nothing really crazy about the artwork, you know, just pictures of them and their thank yous and them taking pictures of each other on their phones there. And that's as far as the artwork goes. Let's get right into, well, production on the album is handled all by Primo, and Adrian Young appears on here. Shout out to Adrian Young. He does great music as well, and he adds onto here sample wise. So shout out to Adrian Young. He's another musician. Check him out. He helped out with Ghostface's 12 Reasons to Die, and also has helped out on other Wu-Tang shit, and now he's producing a lot more in hip-hop. Production wise, well, I'll get into that in the pros and cons. Features on this bitch: you have Absol, Mac Miller, Dwele, Common, J Electronica, Schoolboy Q, Killer Mike, and Slaughterhouse. Alright, you got 9 tracks on here, and most of these tracks have features on there. All relatively good features to me. So I don't really have a problem with them. You know, I just, you know, there should be some more tracks with Royce going over Primo's beats. All right, that's how I feel. I don't feel that there was a whack feature on here, especially Jay Electronica. It's great to hear this dude. I mean, you know, this guy, it seems like he's in obscurity. Either that or he's working on an album that's gonna be so goddamn good that it's just gonna destroy hip-hop altogether and recreate it. But it's great to hear Jay Electronica on this bitch. So features, I don't really have a problem with, other than the fact that there's 9 tracks on here, so it kind of, you know, outweighs it. All right, pros and cons of this. Pros: Royce da 5'9", dope MC. You can't really go wrong with him. He really elevated himself in the last, I would say, last couple years, you know, especially with him being inducted into Slaughterhouse, or the inception of Slaughterhouse, and you know, him being around a bunch of lyrical dudes. I mean, Royce was always a lyrical dude, but now him being signed to Shady and being around the other members of Slaughterhouse, you can see how all them dudes feed off each other, especially with being with Eminem, who is the head of Shady. He kind of gotta step his game up. And if you've noticed, he's been on a tear lately, especially with the Bad Meets Evil shit, and how Eminem sort of switches style and up and does the whole rapid fire shit now. He does that. He plays with his flows on here. You got multiple flows on here, which I like. As far as the content, there's nothing really content driven on here. Mostly a bunch of braggadocious bars, which he can get off, you know, because he's that lyrical, he's that confident on the mic. So, you know, this is one of them straight hip-hop albums. Straight up, listen, I'm just giving you bars, straight heat. Cons on this album, I'm gonna this is gonna be weird for me, but I'm gonna hit production. And this is weird for me because it's Primo, and I've been hearing this a lot lately, that a lot of people haven't been sort of happy with Primo's production as of late. You know, they say that he's starting to go on a decline, and I have to kind of agree with it on this album. I mean, the beats were good, but not Primo good. You know what I mean? Like, I was hoping to hear like vintage. Now it's so sad that I gotta refer to Primo shit as vintage, because, you know, when I think of the best of DJ Premier, I'm thinking when he started doing shit, I want to say in the mid 90s, I want to say about 93, 94, when he started to produce for J. Rue the Damager, and started to elevate Gangstar, and started to produce for KRS-One, like Rappers Are in Danger, started to produce for MOP and other niggas and shit, Fat Joe. When, oh man, I just fucking love that Primo. That's the era of Primo that I like. Same thing with the Owner's album. It's just insane. But now it seems like with this album and other collaborative efforts, like when he did the one with Freddie Fox, some of the beats were dope on there, some were just you know, and I just don't want him to lose that sound. And that's gonna lead me into another video that I'm gonna do discussing producers, but I'm gonna leave that. That's coming down further down the pipeline. I'm not gonna get into that right now, but that's my problem with this album, the production, and also the fact, like I mentioned before, that for as short as this album is, there's mad features on there. So that's really all I gotta say about that. My rating of this album, I would give it a 6 to a 7. I don't think it's bad lyrically. Production could have been way better, especially for Primo, man, especially for DJ Premier. It could have came harder. And that's all I really got to say. Shout out to Royce and DJ Premier for doing this shit. And that's it. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe and support dope shit. And that's it. Peace, bitches.